Hello everyone, Al here at Automated Muscle and the Jack Buddha. The essay version of today's topic is over on my Substack. The link will be in the description box below. I wanted to clarify what I feel is a misunderstanding on the role of good form. I'll go into my ideas on the technical aspects of that another day, but today I wanted to go over the why. Because I do feel people struggle with the concept of good form and its purpose. Everyone knows it's a good idea, but almost no one agrees on why it actually matters. Some people think if your form isn't perfect, you're sabotaging your results. Others think form matters, but effort matters much more. Others treat form like a safety charm. Do it right and you won't get hurt ever. Each of these contains a nugget of truth, but each of them also misses the point because these are false choices. Form's not a technical shape. Form is not an aesthetic preference. Form is not an insurance policy. Your form is your psychology made visible. It is your behavior under difficulty. And behavior is the clearest expression of where your attention actually is. If your behavior's scattered, your attention's scattered. If your behavior's steady, well, your attention is steady. So, to explain this clearly, I'd like to kind of talk about something that has nothing to do with lifting weights, which is meditation, or the practice I've been involved in for many years, Zen sitting. So, there's a practice in Zen called shikantaza, which means just sitting, as in focusing on sitting is the only thing you're doing. There's no mantra, there's no visualization, no tricks to get you to relax or improve yourself. It's not self-help. You are told to sit still, perfectly so, until the bell goes off. And this is where most people misunderstand it, because stillness is not passive. Stillness is demanding skill. You're not sitting still because it looks peaceful. You're sitting still because the physical posture is your psychological posture. Your physical behavior is the instruction. It's putting attention on that behavior and letting the psychological thing be the side effect. So every time tiny movement tells you the truth, your head floats, your eyes move around, your toe twitches, each one of these things announces the same thing to you, that your attention is trying to divert and escape. So your body exposes your mind immediately. So after years of practicing this, you develop an unusual sensitivity to these types of behaviors, and you see them coming. You start noticing these micro movements you never knew were happening before. And you begin to see their psychological consequence. And eventually you can't turn that off. It follows you everywhere, including the gym. So the moment a set becomes difficult, your body starts to telegraph you the truth. I believe Dr. McGuff said that, and I appreciate that. The head turns, away from effort. Your foot shifts for comfort. Your ribs lift. Your breath contorts. It, loses its drive. Your eyes drift. These are not catastrophic form errors. They're attentional leaks. They show you in real time where your attention is no longer supporting the task. This is why I'm strict about behavior. It's not because strict form guarantees you better gains. It doesn't. And it's not because it prevents injury. It doesn't. Motor unit recruitment is driven by joint action, load, and task difficulty. Neuromechanical matching decides what gets recruited. So, not how pretty your repetition looks. So why does form matter? Because strict behavior stabilizes your attention. Again, it's an expression of where your attention is. If your behavior is fractured, well, your attention's fractured. If your attention's fractured, well, then your intent to push in a certain force vector is not direct. And once that direct vector isn't direct anymore, you're no longer practicing strength. You're just wrestling and surviving the set. And I wanted to add something that sometimes I think makes people somewhat uncomfortable, but I once watched a video of a very well-known high-intensity training enthusiast, coach, studio owner, published author. good shape, this guy. No criticism there. But his behavior expressed in the video was awful. I use it to express to clients what I don't want to see. Scattered, very leaky, undisciplined, grunting and groaning all over the place. And when someone challenged him on it, his response was, well, if that level of strictness were necessary, then the method wouldn't be usable for most people. Now, I understand where that logic is going, but I think that argument dodges the real question, which is, why would you not behave better when you can? I mean, what are you trying to get away with less than good behavior? Why would you model anything less than your best expression of the task? To me, that answer is simple. Your behavior tells me your level of engagement, point blank. And this has nothing to do with perfectionism. It has everything to do with intention, involvement, and respect in the task that you're professing to care about. It's respect for the task, respect for your own attention, respect for the people watching you to learn how to behave under difficulty. So during a set, there are only two things worth paying attention to, really. The force of your exhale and the direction of the force vector you're driving the resistance through. Everything else gets determined prior to you hitting the go button. Your structure and your stability and all those things. This is why oftentimes I will use a short 6-second isometric type of contraction before a working set. And it's not to feel the muscle, it's not really to activate anything. It's to remind my brain where I'm trying to direct force, where the vector is, and how to organize force behind that point. So once the load moves, internal focus isn't really necessary anymore. It kind of divides the task. I'll talk about that another day. But if your intention on the vector holds, well, your form will be good. If the vector, is leaky and you're trying to go all over the place, it's scattered behavior. Strength training is the practice of vector directing. Zen sitting is the practice of attention directing. It's the same discipline, just a different environment. So that's it for today. If this way of thinking resonates with you, go check out the links below in the description. The full essay is there, and if you want to work with me directly, there's a link for that as well. I will see you next time.